Welcome into the NYFCA game of the week. It's the Elite versus the Stampede. The Stampede on offense in the gray, orange, and black, led by Coach Paul Dotson. The Elite in the black, white, and gold helmets, led by Coach Brandon Sparks. The Stampede with a 12-0 lead, courtesy of a Carte James 44-yard touchdown, and Garciolano calls his own number, and the quarterback will take it for a small gain out to the 46-yard line. Jonah Garciolano, the Stampede quarterback. The Stampede got on the board first with a Carte James 44-yard touchdown. They later got a Jeremiah Carson 11-yard touchdown up the gut, and they got some good defense by Paul Dotson on the interception as they go for it on a 4th, and we'll call it 6. Make that a 4 wide receiver set. Carson in the backfield. Garciolano takes the snap. Garciolano goes downfield, and this one almost picked off. Quality defense by that Elite secondary. And stepping up in that secondary, number 31, Bodie Sparks. Bodie Sparks, the son of head coach Brandon Sparks. So the Elite coming up big defensively. We got 2 minutes, sounds like, here in the first half, as the Sparks now go back on offense. Still looking for its first points of the season. They came out and played in their first 2 games, 2 of the toughest teams in the Pop Warner circuit. But Coach Sparks was optimistic about this one, feeling that his team would show up well. And so far, it's only been a couple plays by the Stampede that. So Coach Sparks and his offense will get the ball at the 46-yard line here in the first half in the NYFCA game of the week. Coach Sparks, his offense, ready to get after it. Still plenty of time in this one as they look to do some damage here in the heart of Scottsdale. Coach Dotson's defense for the Stampede, they've been solid so far. Just put some pressure on. The handoff to Talon Norton. Norton gets to the right side, and Norton with a pickup of 4, but there's some laundry on the field. 2 flags down, and the refs will talk this one over. 3 ref crew on the scene for this one. Good quality guys that work the AIA circuit on Friday nights for high school football throughout the state. And they'll pick up the laundry, no call. So a gain of 4 by Talon Norton. And that'll take the ball down to the 42-yard line. So here comes the Elite. 2 back set, 1 wide receiver up top. Brado. They run the double reverse. And the Stampede will snip this one out. A great play defensively by outside linebacker Jaden French. Jaden French sniffed that one out, so a huge loss on the play as the Stampede showing their aggressiveness and their IQ points, sniffing out the double reverse. So the Elite with a 3rd and long. 2 back set, 1 receiver up top. Brado under pressure, and Brado gets taken down. Good hustling play by that elite defense. Leading the charge, number 24, Caden Ali. On the hustle play for that Stampede defense. Coach Dotson has to like what he's seen from his team so far. An aggressive group defensively, plugging up the run in the middle. And then offensively, getting some big plays. The 44-yard touchdown run by Cartay James. And then the 12-yard scoring rip by Jeremiah Carson. They've had constant pressure in the backfield and shown their toughness in the secondary, courtesy of a Paul Dotson interception. So a 12-0 lead right now by the Stampede. And we'll take a timeout here from Chaparral High. You're watching the NYFCA Game of the Week. Stampede and Elite on a Super Sunday of youth football here in the heart of Scottsdale.
No on camera.
Okay.
They're doing interviews.
Welcome back to Chaparral High for the NYFCA game of the week. I'm Joe Pequeno. We've got a good one here between the Stampede and Elite youth football at its finest, and Coach Paul Dodson's Elite team coming out and showing their will, doing some great things in the first half defensively. They've got a little bit of everything from Cartay James, the outside linebacker, coming up with some big stops. And then James in the first half ripped off a 44-yard touchdown to get the scoring going in this one. Cartay James, Coach Dodson had a lot of great things about him, talked about his athleticism, his skill. He says about James, if he can be more consistent, could turn into maybe the best football player in the state in this age bracket, and that's high praise for the young man. Now, Cartay James, we just talked about him offensively. James came up with a big fumble recovery in that first frame, and that led to a Jeremiah Carson up the gut 11-yard touchdown run, and the Stampede got out to a 12-0 lead. And then they showed some more defensive prowess in that first half. Paul Dodson sitting back in the secondary and picking off a pass. So a complete great first half by this Stampede young squad that comes in with a record of 1-1 on the season. Coach Dodson talking things over with his youngsters. They're decked out in the gray, orange, and black, kind of like the Mean Machine movie from The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds back in the days. And on this side of the field, the Elite led by Coach Brandon Sparks underneath the canopy. They've had some moments of brilliance in the first half. Talon Norton has had some quality runs. And just when you thought the Elite was on the move, they would hurt themselves with costly penalties. They played a pretty good first half. Just you take away the James big run and the fumble recovery, a couple plays here and there, and this game could be scoreless. So Coach Sparks talking things over with his team, his youngsters underneath the canopy, trying to stay cool on a brutally hot day in Phoenix, Arizona, in the heart of Scottsdale. But this is what it is here in Arizona this time of year, in the brutal heat of September in the Grand Canyon State at Chaparral High on the beautiful turf of the Firebirds. Firebirds with a great football tradition, always a force in their respective divisions throughout the years, and you couldn't ask for a better scenery with the mountains overlooking the horizon, and good fan bases out for both squads. The Stampede got their share of canopies and fan bases decked out in the orange and black and gray. And then for the Elite, they've got their share of awnings going. The fans out in force, watching their youngsters on a Super Sunday of football. First week of the NFL, and the Arizona Cardinals taking care of business with a 24-6 lead at the half, actually in that game at Tennessee. DeAndre Hopkins with a couple touchdown receptions for Arizona. And then later today, with a 3:10 kickoff at the Footprint Center, the Arizona Rattlers of the Indoor Football League will take on the Massachusetts Pirates in the United Bowl. The Arizona Rattlers with playoff wins over Sioux Falls and Duke City take on a Massachusetts squad that's won 10 straight. Matter of fact, their last loss came to Massachusetts back on the East Coast, but Arizona now turns the tide, getting the top playoff seed, and now they'll host Massachusetts at the Snake Pit, one of the toughest home turf advantages in the IFL. But right here, it's all about the youngsters as the Elite on the field, and Coach Dodson talking things over with his youngsters and feeling good about the first half with a 12-0 lead. Dodson talked about his youngsters, and both teams so fired up for this one to be underneath the cameras and streamed live on the NYFCA YouTube channel. And the Elite will get the ball first to start the second half, down 12-0. And the Stampede finding their way out on the field. Referees coming onto the turf as this one just about to get underway in the second frame. In case you're just tuning in, the Stampede get a 44-yard touchdown run by Carte James. Then James with a big fumble recovery that led to a Jeremiah Carson 11-yard touchdown. And here we are. So here we go. Kickoff just about underway. Jeremiah Carson will boot this one for the Stampede. Knocks this one straight to the up man who takes it up and takes it down to the 42-yard line. Quality run by the up man. Does a nice job for the Elite, and that was Jaden Garcia with the good hands and motoring upfield for the quality pickup. So Coach Sparks has yet to see his team score offensively. He says they've come close at times, but have self-destructed with some bad blocking up front and costly penalties, and blocking hasn't been the case here today. It's been more on the penalty side, so let's see what they come out with to start the second frame. And they come out with a one wide receiver set, one back, make that a two back in the backfield. Pearson Johnson, the handoff to Talon Norton. Norton trying to get outside, but he is bottled up by that great Stampede defense. Outside linebacker, Jaden French. French sniffs that one out and drops Norton for a loss of 7 on the play. Jaden French stayed home on the play as Norton trying to break to the right side. But French wouldn't have anything to do with that and drops him for a 7-yard loss. So a second and long for the Elite. Direct snap. Number 8 will take it right up the gut. And that is number 8, Kasai Diamond. Barreling up front and gets the yardage back that was lost on the play. So now it is a 3rd and 10 for the Elite. Tight formation. One wide receiver, and this one going straight up the middle. And the Elite powering forward. And that is Lacey on the carry. Charles Lacey, the youngster, getting his first tote of this one. So now the Elite still with a long yard situation. They have to pick up 7 yards and take it down to the 33-yard line for a first down. So Pearson Johnson now back under center, 2-back set. Johnson fakes the handoff, the inside handoff to number 31, Bodie Sparks, and Sparks is eaten up by that great Stampede defensive front. Got to give the big boys in the trenches their props. The nose guard, Demarie Tyler. Defensive end, Jordan Drake. Defensive lineman, Brian Marino. A Stampede defense, outside linebacker, Jaden French. Khalid Boyd, a middle linebacker. Jaden Tenori at linebacker. Jermaine Carson as well, an outside linebacker. Carte James. Your corners are Paul Dotson, Dominic Fritz, and safety Jaden Harrington. Elite offensively. Pearson Johnson leading the charge. Line play, tackle, Julian Camargo. Center, Brady Carroll. Guard, Kasai Diamond. Fellow guard, Charles Lacey. And tackle, Jax Hostinsky. So Stampede hold on 4th down. Garciolano throws, and nice pass play. And Arrington couldn't make the play on that one. So first down pass play comes up short for the Stampede. So it's going to be a 2nd and long for Garciolano. Stampede offense mixing in the run and the pass. We'll call that a 2nd and 10. 4 wide receiver set. 1 back in the backfield. That's Jeremiah Carson. Garciolano takes the snap. The handoff to Carson. And Carson is bottled up at the point of attack. A great defensive play by the Stampede, courtesy of number 3, and that is Charles Lacey on the tackle. So the Stampede now facing a 3rd and 13. And the Elite defense showing up in this second frame. Stampede, 3 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield. That's Carson. Garciolano in the gun. Takes the snap, looking downfield. Garciolano lets it go, and this one is long. Looking for number 7 on the pass play. But the ball was thrown deep as Jesse Fierro could not come up with the pass play. Good coverage by that Elite secondary. So now a 4th down situation for the Stampede. 4 wide receiver set. Garciolano dropping back, lets it go deep. And this one comes up empty to Jaden Harrington. Harrington thought he should have had the pass play, knocking his hand down in the turf. So the Elite hold up. A good stop by Brandon Sparks' defensive unit. And they'll have the ball in good field position at the 37-yard line. The Elite still looking for its first points of the season. Pearson Johnson under center, 2 back set, 1 wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. The handoff, Talon Norton. Norton takes it inside for a gain of 3. Make that Grant Schonecker on the carry. Schonecker up the gut through the center and guard for a pickup of 3. So a 2nd and 7 for the Elite. Their second possession here in the second half. They've moved the ball on at times with some quality groundwork, but have been their own enemies, self-destructing with penalties. Johnson under center. The handoff. Talon Norton, and Norton is bottled up at the line. Good tackle by number 10, Jaden French, the outside linebacker, staying home and swallowing up Norton on the run play. So the Elite having to convert a long situation. Need to pick up, looks like 7 for a first down. 1 wide receiver, 2 back set. Johnson under center. Johnson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he is bottled up by number 99. Number 99 brings the pressure, and that is Corday Gorey on the sack. And the Stampede fan base getting into this one. Corday Gorey, number 99, around the edge and drops Johnson for the sack. So now it's a Stampede back on offense. I'll make that the Elite still on offense. Halfback pass downfield, and this one is caught. The great pass play downfield by number 31 of the Elite. Can't say enough about that catch by Bodie Sparks, and that moves the chains. So on 4th and forever, the Elite going deep into the playbook on the halfback pass, and Bodie Sparks comes up with a connection. So the Elite with the first down at the 15-yard line. Tight formation, two-back set. Johnson under center. Johnson will take it. Johnson trying to take it outside, but he is bottled up by Cartay James, and ball was loose but recovered by the Elite. And Cartay James coming up big for the Stampede on that play. James read it from his left side, and Johnson looked like he had a clear path, but was bottled up by the surging James. Elite, one wide receiver set, two backs in the backfield, man in motion. The handoff to number 31. 31 gets into the secondary and has the first down. Great run by number 31 on the play. Bodie Sparks. Sparks on the big pass play connection on the halfback pass, and then comes up big on the running play and gives the Elite a quality play, and the Elite are on the drive. One wide receiver set. This one's going to be a direct snap, and it's to Carsey Diamond. Diamond going up the middle, and Diamond powering his way down to the 4-yard line. The big fella. Direct snap. Kasai Diamond up the gut and takes it down to the 4-yard line. And the Elite are on the move. And Coach Sparks will talk this one over with his squad. Kasai Diamond up the gut. And if you're the Elite, you're figuring Diamond's going to be seeing the ball more in this one. The big fella. Direct snap, followed his center, followed his guards, and just powered all the way down to the 4-yard line. So the Elite with a chance to score its first points of the season. Great drive by the Elite. They get a pass play on the halfback option to Bodie Sparks, and Sparks with a big run, and then it's Kasai Diamond on the run up the gut. So the Elite on the doorstep, and the Stampede feeling some adversity for the first time in this one, as their defense on its heels for the first time in this game. Paul Dotson now has to see what his team is capable of doing to keep the Elite out of the end zone. And this is where Coach Dotson has talked about this situations for his team. Can they seal the blocks now, and can they handle the football and not put it on the turf? A first and goal at the 4-yard line. Tight formation. Direct snap by Diamond. Diamond trying to get to the outside, and Diamond brought down by a slew of Stampede defenders. And the one. Diamond with a gain of 1 on the play down to the 1-yard line, and Diamond, same situation, but loses the handle. Ball is on the turf, and it looks like the Stampede recover, courtesy of number 84 for the Stampede, Brian Marino. He goes both ways on the offense and defensive lines, and that has got to be a heartbreaking situation right there for Coach Sparks and his offense. Driving the ball up the field on the verge of scoring, but Diamond couldn't handle the snap. A little bit of a high snap, loses the football on the turf. And Brian Marino of the Stampede comes up with it. And Coach Sparks and his staff will talk this one over. And we are now heading to the fourth quarter with the Stampede and Coach Paul Dotson with a 12-0 lead. We'll take a break here from Chaparral. It's the Stampede and Elite. It's the NYFCA Game of the Week on the NYFCA Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Chaparral High. The beginning of the fourth quarter for the NYFCA Game of the Week between the Elite and the Stampede.